Last year, there were 5 teams in the NFL that had 55 or more total touchdowns. 4 of those 5 teams and 6 of the 7 highest scoring offenses in the NFL last year had 22 or more rushing touchdowns. The
Mhm.
Bengals only had 12. 4 of those top 6 teams are also tops of the league in rushing yards. The
Mm.
Bengals were second to last.
Mm.
Again, 4 of those 5 teams were top 5 in yards per carry. The Bengals were the 9th worst. There's a theme coming on here. 3 of those top 5 teams again had the most rushes over 20 yards, all with 15 or more. The Bengals only had 7. Again, the theme that we've all kind of alluded to so far is just improving the run game. And, obviously you don't have to take the leap into necessarily those top 5 categories and all of these rushing stats, because there are teams that can kind of live just by throwing the ball, but you have to improve the running game. The running game was borderline horrible last year for a number of different reasons. But whatever it is, it has to see improvement. It has to see more consistency. You have to have explosive plays. We just weren't getting enough out of the run game, and maybe the new faces will help. Maybe the line having another year together will help. Whatever it is, a lot of it is going to rely on the run game, and that doesn't even mean run the ball more, run the ball more, run the ball more. It's like Evan said, you got to run the ball more effectively, more efficiently, because when you have a true threat of running the ball, then it's going to make passing even easier. And we already can pass with the best of them. So if we're going to make our passing life even easier by having a better run game, everything's going to start to kind of work off one another. I think the last few years, everybody's been talking about how to marry the run and the pass game, how to marry the run and the pass game. And I think that's still the answer this year. I just gave all those numbers to kind of back that up, but we have to see some improvement in the run game if we really want to have the best offense in the NFL.
Logan, I want to compliment you real quick, just to add on to that, because you did a great job of talking about the value of the run game in terms of efficiency, right? In terms of explosive plays, because that's what makes a great run game, right? So many times we go, oh, but they have this many rushing yards when they have a significant more number of attempts than other places, right? But if you look at success rate, yards per carry, yards after contact on average, explosive runs, those are great stats to indicate a successful run game, as opposed to just total yards, which can be very misleading for us sometimes. So kudos to you for picking out some great stats for that.
Well, you got a compliment from Evan.
I know. I'm learning from the numbers guy over there a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully I can, So I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. I don't believe the Bengals are going to change their stripes. All right. See what I did there? I don't think they're going to change their stripes because I don't think they're just going to immediately become some efficient. I mean, maybe they can become more efficient, but I don't think you're going to see some high usage rate when it comes to the running backs in this offense. I just don't believe that at all. I think that when you look at what they sort of went to, you get running backs in Zack Moss and Chase Brown that both have pass catching ability, have the ability to pass block. I know Chase Brown, that isn't something he's necessarily the strongest at, but I look at it and I say, hey, I think that the style of running back fit the Bengals offense a little bit better. I think that if we're talking about how they're going to unlock their offense, I've got to go with what they've shown in the past. And that's hey, we're going to pass the ball X amount of times a game. And I'm staring right at the tight end position for a second. I do think they're going to run the ball. Trust me. I do think they're going to run the ball, but I would just say, not for you guys, but for everyone that's out there watching, I would just temper expectations a little bit. Like I don't even know if Zack Moss is going to get the workload or Chase Brown even get the workload that a Joe Mixon had. I just think that when you think about it, I almost feel like the Bengals sometimes operate like a business essentially. And it means, hey, if we're paying you X amount of dollars, we're going to get every bang for our buck, right? So we're going to try to maximize your touches as much as possible. And I hear you guys in the comment section saying Pitch wants to run the ball more, but make no mistake about it, even though Dan Pitcher is the new offense coordinator, it is still the Zac Taylor show. I do expect them to try to incorporate it a little bit more, but at this team's core, they're a passing offense.